Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm coming to do a book tag, and I'm doing the 90s cartoon book tag. I am a huge lover of cartoons, have been since I was a kid, and yeah, I just love cartoons, and I have many of the cartoons that I loved on VHS that I just recorded off the television, and I still watch them today. And Teen Nick shows some of them in the middle of the night, so when I'm having an attack of insomnia, I watch them then. So here we go. We're going to start with Rugrats. Find a book that is a nostalgic read. I have two books for this for two very good reasons. The first is The Berenstain Bears, Too Much TV. I loved the Berenstain Bears when I was a kid. I read these books like over and over again. This book is actually broken, as well as the Berenstain Bears and the Messy Room. I was going to say Clean Their Room. And the Messy Room. And the Double Dare one. Yeah, those are in like really, really bad condition because I loved them so much as a kid, and even as an adult. When my friends' kids were younger, I used to read them to them. Love these. But this one in particular is nostalgic for me because I used to read this almost every day when I was a kid because I couldn't watch TV during the week during the school year. I was not allowed to watch TV Sunday through Thursday, and I felt like I was so deprived. I totally get the point of it now, but I felt so deprived as a kid, and so yeah, this was like my coping mechanism. The second is The Phantom Tollbooth. This was one of my favorite movies to watch. This book is tore to pieces. It's in such bad condition. But this was one of my favorite movies to watch in school when I was a kid, when I was in elementary school. And I didn't know, I don't know if you all know, but like in the early 80s, I'm dating myself. You had days where you went to the library in school, and some days were exploratory days, other days were learning days. Well, at some point during the school year, we would have like 4 weeks where all we did was watch movies. And the movie of this was one of the ones that we watched, as well as some of the Miss Nelson stories, which I love too, but I don't own any of those because they would have been on this too, and I would have had 3 books. I loved the Miss Nelson stories. But anyway, so yeah, I really loved this as a kid, the movie, and then once I realized it was a book, and yeah, I actually bought this book, or my mom bought it for me at the book fair. But yeah, it's well loved. Number 2, Doug. Find a book about growing up. For that, I picked the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I read this series as a young adult. Yeah, I think I was in college when I read this. And I really enjoyed it. I was surprised how much I liked it. Back in the day when Walden Books and Borders were still open, they had like a charity book drive every year. And this was the book that I donated every year. And yeah, that's pretty much how much I enjoyed this. Number 3, Johnny Bravo, which is a cartoon that I did not like, but my brother loved when he was a kid. I don't. Find a book whose main character you don't like. And for that, I picked Playing My Mother's Blues by Valerie Wilson Wesley. I do have a review of this that I will post up here if you're interested in checking it out. I really did enjoy this book. It's about 2 siblings, yeah, whose mother walked out on them when they were a kid and when they were young, and the impact that has on their lives. And you kind of sort of don't like any of the characters in the story a little bit because they demonize their mom so much, but they have some of her same issues. But my main issue, or the character that I didn't like the most, was the mother. But yeah, check out my review if you want to know more about this. This was the first book that I've read in a while by Valerie Wilson Wesley, and it's absolutely enjoyable. Number 4, South Park, which is my guilty pleasure. When I was at college, my friends and I used to reenact scenes from South Park. We were ridiculous. Find a book with questionable humor. And for this, I'm actually going to pick a book that I own on my Kindle. And everybody, when they hear this, is going to go, oh. And that is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I actually didn't hate 50 Shades of Grey. I read all 3 books in 2.5 weeks. I kind of enjoyed it. It's kind of trash. And smut is good in my book. But there were so many things that happened in the story that I found myself laughing out loud at just for... I don't see how someone gets to be the age that Anastasia was and be so ignorant about sex, even if you haven't had sex. Maybe because my friends and I talked a lot about sex when we were growing up. I don't know. But there were so many parts of the book that I found utterly laughable as I was reading it. It's particularly in the first book, not the second and third, but in the first book, I found myself laughing out loud a lot. And yeah, I think that fits right up there with the kind of humor that South Park has. I just watched the South Park movie for like the 100th time yesterday. Number 5, Powerpuff Girls. Find a book with a kick-butt female lead. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, this will not be a surprise. If you're new to my channel, this is like your initiation. Lauren Olamina from Octavia Butler's Parable Duology. She is my shero. I love her. Like, I could get choked up talking about her just because of the things that I know about Octavia Butler and how much I see of her in Lauren Olamina, as well as how much I would like to see of me in Lauren Olamina, how strong she is, how determined she is, and she makes her way through this post-apocalyptic shithole of a world on foot by herself, and she just, even when danger comes her way, she kicks ass and she makes the most unexpected allies, and she doesn't do it by compromising who she is or what she feels, what she thinks, what her mission is, where she's going. She doesn't compromise herself at all for that. And Lauren. Number 6, Rocket Power. I actually have that. That is one of the ones I have on my VHS tape, along with Pepper Ann and The Weekenders. Oh my gosh, The Weekenders kicked ass. I don't even know if that was a 90s cartoon. Was that in the 2000s? Whatever. I loved it. What is your favorite sports-centered book scene? And for that, basically, and I didn't want to pick this for the tag because these books show up in tags so often. If you watch tag book videos, you know what the fuck I'm about to say. Any Quidditch scene in the Harry Potter series, particularly in the Goblet of Fire, because you have the Triwizard World Cup, and then you have the I said the Triwizard World Cup. You have the Quidditch World Cup, and then you have the Triwizard Tournament at Hogwarts. All of it. All of it. All of it. But any Quidditch scene in Harry Potter, like, I want to play Quidditch. I actually went to the park one day, sidebar, and I was going for a birthday party, and there was a sign about a Quidditch game that was being played in the park, and I almost skipped the birthday party to go watch the Quidditch game, even though the brooms don't fly in real life. I don't even know how the fuck that happens. I need to go watch somebody's Quidditch game to see how that even happens, but yeah, all for it. And number 6, Futurama, which still comes on today on Comedy Central. Get Your Life if you haven't watched it. What is your favorite sci-fi book? This is going to do a complete disservice to the sci-fi genre because I don't read a lot of sci-fi. I read a lot of fantasy, but not a lot of sci-fi. So to categorize anything as a favorite sci-fi book for me would be, I don't even know if you saw those air quotes, would be bullshit because I don't read a lot of sci-fi, and people who read a lot of sci-fi who are watching this, I'm sorry, you're going to look at this and be like, what the hell is she talking about? But I can only go off of what I've read. And so for that, I actually just picked a book that I own, and that is Origin by Jessica Corey. This is about a genetically modified or engineered human who is kept in this compound and away from civilization, and her purpose is to become like this ultimate human and go is she to procreate? But they're working off of her to make more like her, to like create this superhuman whatever. And then she comes in contact by happenstance with actual human beings outside of the compound. And the compound, all she's ever dealt with are scientists and teachers and counselors who are dedicated to this project. And when she comes in contact with this human being outside of the compound by accident, it creates a completely different world for her. I do have a review of this as well, I think. If so, I will put the link up in the cards. Check it out. I really enjoyed it. This was like one of the first books that I bought from Ollie's. I paid $1.99 for it, and it was well worth it. Really enjoyed this. So that is the end of this tag. I don't know who hasn't done this. I'm going to tag some people. I will list their names here and message you on Twitter when I upload this because I'm bulk filming today for the end of the year. So yeah, consider yourself tagged even if I don't tag you. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope you all have a good weekend whenever you see this video.